I'm wondering if I should go with a hat. Should I go with a Santa hat or reindeer ears or just keep it?
I think you're great because the tree is really speaking for itself. It is driving me nuts that there is just like so much white space on that door. So if you get the next time slap, yes, that's better.
Yeah, but then I'm off
No,
center.
but that's great. I think you should be.
Off center?
Yeah. I'll go over here.
You want me to spin it over this way instead?
No. I like the tree.
Yeah. You want me to just come all the way back into it?
Just really? Be like, yeah.
It's like we have like a whole Christmas Jaws situation. Chief Brody sitting on the beach. No. We'll talk about Jaws tomorrow in the next episode. You'll see why.
Okay.
You gave me the finger. I saw
it.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin. Oh yeah.
Hey, welcome to Remark. My goodness, what a fulfilling weekend of holiday films. I'm one of your Remark hosts, Kevin Reagan.
And I am one of your Remark hosts, Kristin Fingor. And we are going to talk about seven movies. Why 7? Why not 8, you ask? That's a great question. Kevin, why do we think that is?
Kevin, I'll tell you. Kristin, I'll tell you. I've lost it.
All right. Back to who we are.
Listen, we're only going to talk about 7 because our delightful producer, Mike, watched only 1.
What a bum.
So that one was a holiday spectacular. So we are going to be reviewing that one in a full episode tomorrow evening with the sexy Mike Gregoric.
We say tomorrow evening for us, but it may very well come out before this one because to edit one with 7 is a lot harder than...
Okay, we're going to talk about it and then you're going to watch it.
Yeah, that's how it works. So the movies we are talking about. Here's my train. Yeah. It goes around the tree. It's on my feet. People have said I can hear the train. I know.
We know.
There's nothing.
Kevin lives in a train station.
I do. Yes. We have we'll say all 8 movies that we watched at least. We watched My Southern Family Christmas, hashtag Christmas or hashtag Xmas, I guess. A Royal Corgi Christmas, A Tale of Two Christmases, Haul Out the Holly, Time for Him to Come Home for Christmas, A Christmas Cookie, Catastrophe, and A Holiday Spectacular. Whoa, Chris.
Kevin, can I just fully admit that I had a busy weekend of performing myself? So Friday and Saturday I was in shows, so I couldn't watch them live. I watched 7 yesterday.
That's too many. Like,
so if any of my critiques start just like molding together, like if I'm just be aware of that's what happened.
I will point that out. If that happens, I will. We'll work it out. But very quickly, before we dive into this, let's talk about the movies from last week. We did put a poll up in the field. I literally said, should we even do this week?
Because I know.
One of the movies, I know. But here's the standings, which I kind of like. Inventing the Christmas Prince, Long Lost Christmas, and When I Think of Christmas, all tied at 3.7%, which at least they got some votes, and I like that. But of course, Three Wise Men and a Baby, 88.9% landslide victory.
Like, listen, they broke records, Kevin. Yeah. Like, I think the only thing that stupidly beat them was football. And like, that's dumb. Like, football's dumb.
Yeah, I think Yellowstone as well. But
fair enough. Well,
I think everything else.
A new season. That's why.
Yeah. But if you haven't seen it, great movie. Honestly, a bunch of those films are definitely worth going back and checking out. I liked Long Lost Christmas. I thought it was a sweet movie. And Inventing the Christmas Prince, I thought was great. So
I loved it. Oh man, good ones last week.
Should we just dive right in? Oh, also, we were very cagey about it last week, but in the meantime, we have released our episode with our interview rather with Benjamin Ayers. Check that out, or Ben, as he told us, or Mr. Ayers,
or Mr. Ayers,
yeah,
which is my dad. So that's weird.
How about Dr. Ayers? He didn't tell us
Dr.
that.
Ayers. He could be a doctor of love.
Yeah, love Doctor. I don't see why not. Awesome human being, great interview. I had a lot of fun. So, and welcome. He is welcome back anytime he wants to come back. So
absolutely, he was messaging with me because he's got some cool swag
at
Christmas Con. So get ready, folks, and get some of the Ben Ayers swag.
Get your Benjamins ready for your
Ayers.
Did I do there? Did I do there? Yeah.
Oh man, we should tell him to use that.
Yeah, it's too late. It's copyrighted. So the first movie we're going to be talking about is My Southern Family Christmas, which was on the Thanksgiving night, Thursday, November 24th, starring J.C. Elliott from Grey's Anatomy, Ryan Rotman from Christmas for Keeps, Moira Kelly from Christmas in Louisiana, as well as Cutting Edge, Topic, and Bruce Campbell from One December Night, and of course, the Evil Dead movies and series.
So good.
Listen, written by Alice Murray, who wrote Every Day a Bell Rings, and Emily Moss Wilson, who also directed the film. She also wrote A Christmas Wish. Emily Moss Wilson, by the way, is awesome. And she was liking and commenting on pretty much all of the tweets that we were writing throughout the evening. So
that's nice.
Yes, it was very nice of her. So very much appreciate it. It was like I was sitting there watching it with her.
Aww.
Here is your plot. Are you ready, Chris?
Hit me.
When invited to cover a Pierre Noel Christmas celebration in Louisiana, Campbell, a journalist, meets her estranged father and his new family for the very first time. Chris, are we spinning the wheel? We've got 7 movies.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get the wheel. Oh, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes.
My mom's a big fan. Yeah. New one coming out. We'll talk about it.
I'm gonna cry again.
This movie. All right, I'm gonna. Before we even get the timer up, I want to say I was kind of not looking forward to this movie.
Same.
It just
I was like, and then surprised me.
Dude, sincerely, like I legitimately liked it. So let's get into it. Hold on.
Unbelievable. Well, let me get on my paper. Did I even take notes on this one? Sometimes Kevin and I were talking about this earlier today. Sometimes because we're live tweeting, we don't take notes because we're like so engaged in the tweets. So I don't even have notes on this one because I was live tweeting.
Yeah, I do that. I did that this go around. I didn't really take notes on virtually anything that we did. So a lot of this is from memory, but I did do it from memory earlier. So let's see what happens. Chris, are you ready for our 5-minute countdown?
Yes.
Let it rip. All right.
All right.
So the first thing is this starts in Dallas, Texas, not in Louisiana. And after a phone call from a woman, Jennifer, who says, "I married your father," Campbell starts to entertain the idea of meeting with her biological father. She leaves the info up on her laptop that she was looking at when she goes into a meeting with her boss, who sees it, who is played by none other than Wes freaking Brown.
I was like, excuse me with the cameos. Calm down, everyone.
This whole weekend. This
whole weekend. I was like,
yeah. Also, a huge, we will be talking about Wes Brown a lot. Not right now, but
no, we will.
Big name. Yeah, that's all we're going to talk about is Wes Brown. My Wes Brown Southern Christmas. Wes Brown could do everything. So just Emily Moss Wilson, who directed this film, Wes Brown worked on her very first Christmas movie for Lifetime, which was A Christmas in Mississippi. So it made sense that he popped in when he was.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet. So he played her boss and was like, "What's on your computer? I love that idea." And little did she, she knew it was her dad. But I mean, it was a cool story. And the one thing that I really liked was when her and her office mate were talking and saying, well, we've covered A Christmas in a Barn. We've covered Christmas in a Small Town. They started just basically naming the tropes of what every movie is about and making fun of the genre. And I'm always here for that.
Absolutely.
So, of course, then she has to go to this town. But typically, she's like a world traveler and goes to like really exotic places for Christmas. And this year she's going to this small town where her biological father lives.
Not only does he live there, he has been named Pierre Noel, which is the Louisianan Santa Claus.
Yes.
So, but he himself is having some issues with it because he knows that he essentially abandoned a daughter way back in his life. And, you know, it's something that he's trying to work through. He's always been honest with his wife, Jennifer, about this, but his daughters do not know this.
Jennifer, can I have her as a wife?
Yeah.
She was amazing.
Listen, dude, Moira Kelly in The West Wing, no mas. Like,
no.
Like I always, if you're a West Wing fan, when spoiler if you're not, but when Josh is shot at the end of the first season, we all said, "Oh, Moira Kelly died." Like she died in that. But Mandy was not right for the West Wing. But this,
this
100%.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like I want her to solve all of my life problems.
This is toe pick time, man. We're back to toe pick here.
And it's just wonderful. So I loved the journey of this movie. And again, I didn't know what it was. Also, I wasn't ready for like low rent Jake Gyllenhaal. And then he showed up.
Yeah. So I'm interested when we get to H3O, Chris, to see where your head is with that, because
I know, because he's a bit of a pansy.
My biggest problem with him is
the character.
She's charming and cute. Campbell is charming and cute, very flirty with him. And he's kind of a passive aggressive. Like they bump into each other in this little cute meet or meet cute. What do the kids call it?
I don't know.
Either way, cute meat sounds like a really sexy sandwich. It's cute meat. It's weird. But she says, "Excuse me," or "heads up," or something in French, and this guy living in Louisiana does not speak French, so he like doesn't know, and boom.
Yeah, I'm indifferent with this character. We'll get into it. But I did think that Bruce Campbell did an excellent job of being endearing, because I will be honest, I look at him and I just see Ash, so it's very confusing.
Absolutely.
And it with this one, he was someone else. Finally, to me,
he was. You're right, and it's funny because you could say, well, maybe age is coming with that, but he's still playing. She was just doing the Evil Dead series recently, so
and he was in Over Christmas one last year, and as like
one night in December.
Yeah, and I was like, there's Ash. Where's his chainsaw? You know, but with this, he really gave this character some weight, some meat, and I thought the actress was stunning. Yeah, I thought I'd never seen her anywhere, and I thought she was wonderful. And
she came late into the Grey's Anatomy, so she was late.
Okay, not a damn episode. So but I again will continue to say I was very pleasantly shocked by this one.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. It's definitely one to check out. I said we're gonna lose it. Here's the time. That's all we have.
No.
Well, the one thing I'll say is what I said on Twitter is don't sleep on this movie. It's very easy. I almost did. I opted to because honestly, there was nothing else on. So I was like, well, I'll watch it.
Listen, Kim, I don't want to be that person, but I will. Yeah. When I heard like My Southern Family Christmas, I was like, oh no. I thought Hallmark was going to go a little backwards in the inclusivity. And
I agree. And I kind of
was going to be, I was like, Southern, oh no.
But that's us then. we're the problem.
No,
we have to
that's our prejudice. And that's why I'm drawing attention to it, is that I need to re-engine myself to give it a chance, or we're just as bad. Yeah.
I definitely agree. I don't care. I know the alarm went off and I have to edit this, but that just real.
It's always him. No, he's the problem.
There are a couple things. One, I'll get to that second, but at the very end of the movie, when Campbell gives the gifts, it's my favorite part because she now has these sisters who find out they're sisters.
Love it.
And the gift she gives to her father to kind of reveal this to him is a picture of them when she was an infant, and he leaves. And like for a moment, you're like, oh my God, he's not down with this. And he comes back with this shoebox full of letters and cards. I know, me too, saying, I never forgot about you. I wrote to you every year. I just had nowhere to send them. And he, again, definitely worth checking out. But she also has these two new sisters that she knew the whole time and they didn't, and they loved her. And she bought the one who's very into photography but uses her cell phone. She bought her a really nice camera, and the other one's creating all these stories, and she buys her, Kristin, I don't know if you noticed it. It was the Necronomicon she gave her.
I'm not an idiot. I know what she gave her. I know there's a sequel to this movie, and it involves a chainsaw arm.
Unbelievable. I can't wait until next year. I did want to do this, though, because I butcher every name. I know I do. It's terrible, and I apologize. So I wanted to try and say Pierre Noel's Gators.
All right, let's go.
Here we go. We got Tyboy, Suzette, Renee, Ninette, Pierre, Alcé, Celeste, and Gaston. What do we think? Did I get him? I don't know if I got him.
I don't know, but I think it's cool that his swamp wagon's pulled by gators.
I love it. And when he came in on so cool.
It's really cool.
Seriously, 2 thumbs up. And
watch this movie.
I was definitely wrong on that. Let's talk about the movie I wasn't wrong on. Friday, the 25th at 6:00. Remember, they were earlier. We had #Xmas starring Claire Bowen from Nashville, from Brant Daughtry from Mingle All the Way. I liked Mingle All the Way. Written by Emily Bear, who wrote Family Thanksgiving, and Joey Boykin, who wrote one of our faves this year, Maple Valley Christmas.
Yeah.
And then directed by Heather Hawthorne Doyle, who directed God Wing Christmas, Miracles of Love. I was hoping that was one with Wes Brown, so that Wes Brown had a connection to like every movie, but not the case.
We can just pick who we thought Wes Brown should have played.
Yeah, all the parts.
And all of them.
Wes, you didn't need to. It's fine. Just hang out in your trailer. When Jen
picked the right ones.
Yes, he did. Yeah. When Jen gets a chance to enter a brand's design contest, she poses as a family influencer. I don't know what that means. Enlisting the help of her best friend Max and her baby nephew. When her video is selected as a finalist, Jen is torn on whether to go on with her perfect family or reveal the truth. Kristin, spin that wheel.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Before we spin that wheel, your face was perfect. Chris is really hoping for a high number on this one. Great poker face. All right, let's spin the wheel. I hope it's like a 10 or a 15. Two.
Ooh.
We can do
Listen,
2.
the odds are ever in our favor. But the thing is, the title alone had me just worried. So I'm going to start off by saying I loved this actress.
Yeah.
I thought she brought something so different to a female identifying lead role. I thought she brought something very fun, almost like Joy Lentz did to the other. And it's not just because they both have curly hair, but the dude also, meow, meow, can get it. Okay. But the story, me no likey.
No.
I didn't. Okay. First of all, I get it. But what they did was they made this woman put herself down so much, and that her sister also put herself down of always looking tired. And I get the bit. You're a mom. You're tired. Well, then let the ladies look tired. Look not perfectly put together, because what that does to women like myself watching these films, saying they think they look bad. Well, am I a monster? Like, don't do that. Do that. Yes, it's correct. But don't do that to women.
Yeah.
Don't make them all up and then have them tear themselves down.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. I didn't like it.
I got 45 seconds then to tell you this is the best movie. No, the concept is great. I actually like the concept, because the concept at the heart of it is that social media is not a real thing. Like what
I like that
is not. Yeah, it's like I mean, I actually am proud of what I wrote here. I wrote it this morning, but I wrote that social media is not reality. It's heavily curated and seems spontaneous, though oftentimes is rehearsed and tediously executed. And that's the truth. And that's what this showed. You know, you saw the couple who host the show and their marriage is falling apart, but they put on like the brave face for the show. And But they didn't lean into that. And there was like this part of me that was like, there's a good story here. And I felt like they missed it. And I'll tell you exactly what it was.
The fact that they got back together pissed me off. I'm going to keep going because also there was some empty coffee cup work that really,
some of the worst,
really bad.
As they bought it, they bought it, and we're like, and I was like, that should be cool.
Handed it to her, and it made the empty cup noise on the table, and then she picked, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
I'm with you. Yeah, this is definitely a skip, especially on a weekend. You know, you feel like a weekend where you have 8 movies. They're not all going to be home runs. This is a struck out while looking. So
but the thing, God, I like.
Oh, you're back on it. Should I reset the timer for you?
No, just put that actress in other things and better.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. I thought she was cute, and she was. The mom too. Like the mom was great, and we'll see her in another movie, so we'll talk about her when we get to it.
Just stop making people put themselves down that look fine.
We did have a dead dad alert, though.
We had a dead mom alert too.
Well, I want to point out the dead dad alert only because we're going to come back to it in a minute. The next movie that we watched at 8:00 was A Royal Corgi Christmas, also on Friday. I will be honest, I watched these out of order just because of the timing of my day, and and that kind of plays into what I'm going to talk about. But this was starring Hunter King from The Young and the Restless, Jordan Renzo from The Spanish Princess, written by Aaron Dobson, who wrote some heavy hitters like Dying for Chocolate and 9 Kittens for Christmas. And directed by Claire Niederpruem, who directed Holiday for Heroes with our friend Will Rubio. So Claire has a connection to CSE Utah. Chris.
So the same writer of the perfect film, you see what I did there? Film 9 Lives of Christmas wrote this movie?
Yes. And Dying for Chocolate, which was an awesome one too. So we'll talk about it. The plot to this is Prince Edmund hopes to win his mother's love back when the gift of an adorable but unruly corgi. I was going to say period. My voice did not say there was a period coming there. Let's do it again. Prince Edmund hopes to win his mother's love back with the gift of an adorable but unruly corgi. He hires American dog trainer Cecily to make the corgi presentable for the annual Christmas ball. Kristin.
Yeah.
Spin that wheel.
I don't want to. I only want to talk about this for 2 minutes.
Okay. And we'll let the cuckoo clock have its say. Kristin, hit it.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I literally fast forwarded through this movie.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I get it. I know what's happening right now. I get it. I know what's happening.
Yes.
I feel so bad. The only 2 things that I liked about this film, I've written down, which is the fact that it's called A Royal Corgi Handler. And I'd like to have that job.
Yeah.
The other thing I enjoyed was Corgi Cam, which they didn't call it that, but it was like whenever the Corgi was doing something naughty, we had Corgi Cam, and I liked that. Those are the only 2 nice things that I will say about this film. I will not continue because I don't want to be mean.
This is tropey, man. And this is leaned into the trope, and it felt. I'm not. Listen, I'm going to say the name of the writer again and throw shade because again, they wrote some amazing stuff previous to this, but this felt. I don't want to say lazy, but it felt rushed. It felt like almost like. I said this, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but it felt like Hallmark looked at its lineup and said, oh my God, we're 1 short. Somebody quick, write one. And that's what this was. Maybe. I mean, it starts off, and in our interview with Benjamin Ayers, he talked about Pamela Franks from Cranberry Christmas. Yeah. And how she should kind of go throughout. Well, Cecily goes on this show that is essentially Pamela Franks, her Oprah, because it's this big philanthropist type woman, builds her up, but won't give her the money. And so she's going to utilize this opportunity with Mistletoe, the dog, to try and get the royal crown to give her money. All of that came from her at a lunch with her manager who had no say in it. And I was just like, fire this manager. He sucks. This was your idea.
He just wanted to go to England to meet the prince. That's all he wanted.
Which he didn't do until the very end of the movie anyhow. The guy didn't even
factor. I didn't like the prince. Ugh.
The prince was not really likable, but I hated the corgi handler guy. He was like your old school villain. and we arrest old school villains when we hear that siren, I guess. Yeah.
Snooze on this one.
Yeah. But I do want to point this out. There is a dead mom alert in this movie. There's a dead dad alert and a dead mom. The prince's dad is dead, and he kind of jokingly says, well, it got me out of going to math classes, which is kind of like late and funny and dark and whatever.
Yeah.
But Cecily says how her mom died, but her dad quickly remarried and is going on vacation this Christmas with a woman to the tropics or on a cruise or something. And then I watched the next movie, and that's what the parents were doing in #Xmas. And I was like, wait a second, is Brad Cecily's dad?
Oh, because you watched them out of order. That's hilarious.
HCU once again.
HCU.
So yeah, definitely one that you can watch it. You cannot watch it if you've got
if you want to see cute corgis, just Google cute corgis.
You can do that, or if you want to see them in motion, put it on, put some Christmas music on, and fold some laundry. That's my review for that.
Ugh.
All right. Then, I hate giving thumbs down, but
I know. Listen, when we give it thumbs down, it's us personally. We understand that people put a lot of work into this, and people liked it, but this is just us two dum-dums, right? So don't,
You know which people didn't like it? Sorry. Then Saturday rolled around, the little November 26th. Again, 6 o'clock, and we got a little something called A Tale of Two Christmases. I want to try and say A Tale of Two Christmases in Spanish, but I'm not going to because I could probably do 3 of those words. And one of them is A. So starring Kat Burrell. It's funny, too, because everywhere she's listed as Catherine, except on her Instagram and IMDb. So maybe she's moving to Kat.
Yeah.
Kat Burrell from Godwin Christmas, Miracle of Love, Chandler Massey from Next Stop Christmas, which is funny to me because that's also about a woman who must choose between 2 different men in 2 different timelines. And Evan Roderick from Autumn in the City. This was written by Celan Busby and Nancy Katz, a first film for both of them. So keep that in mind as we review. And Jason Bork, director of My Christmas Family Tree with good friend Andrew Walker. All right. So before Christmas, Emma's story splits into 2 possibilities. In one, she goes home to reconnect with an old friend. In the other, she explores a new crush in the city.
I mean,
what do you mean?
3 minutes.
Oh, you're the wheel.
I'm actually the wheel.
I'm liking this. It makes it. I have arthritis in my finger. Spinning that wheel can be difficult. So
I say 3 minutes because I want to talk. I want to give room for the next 2.
Okay, fine. All right, 3 minutes. Let it rip.
Okay, so this is a very sliding doors, Gwyneth Paltrow type of movie, and I appreciate the way that storytelling happens. Okay. Sure. Also, I love Catherine Burrell. She was on Winona Earp. Yep. And she was amazing on Winona Earp. Yeah. And the thing that I loved about this movie was we got the Santa creepy wink so many times.
The creepiest. Yeah.
And I love a creepy Santa.
This one was, we are going to talk another creepy Santas. We keep reviewing these movies tonight, but he was so creepy. He was so creepy that he looked up to her apartment and made her power go out and the clock go off. But that means he knows where she lives.
Yeah. But before we get in, whatever, the ending of this movie, she woke up and it was as if neither situation happened, or it was as if the one with the new guy happened.
The new guy happened. The stuff with Max happened. The stuff with Drew was all a dream.
That took me way too long to figure out.
Well, so I think it took them a little while. There was an issue in the edit and people were going crazy on Twitter and it was awesome. Yeah. Because when she woke up, it's supposed to culminate on Christmas morning.
Right. But she woke up.
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve. It's 11:24. And there's so many problems after that. The Christmas dinner that night, it's like, meet me at the airport on Christmas. That's not Christmas. The fact that she sees Santa Claus in the airport in like his Hawaiian shirt because he's done. And it's like, no, you're not. That's
You're
tonight.
not. You're not,
So,
buddy.
I think
know there was a lot of holes.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that was on the cutting room floor where they were like, well, you have to cut that, and then it just didn't glue back together properly. Yeah. But you know what we did get?
A ladder fall under a mistletoe.
And
a doorbell kiss interrupt all right in a row.
That's 3 bonus points, folks, if you're tallying it up.
Yep, you're all winning. You're all winning. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, do I need to ask, are you team Drew or team Max? I mean, like, it felt like Drew was going to win in both timelines.
Yeah.
Like, and then when you know she's dreaming about him, it's like, well, that makes sense. Because when she would talk to him on the phone, he just came off way more charming. And Max was fine.
Max was fine. He was not like a D-bag or anything like that.
I mean, it was a mix between American Psycho for me, though, and Scrooged, where, like, Frank Cross, his party was very cold.
I
know. His guitar was a decoration.
I knew we were not supposed to like him.
Yeah.
But what I did enjoy was that they didn't make us hate him.
That's true. He wasn't a bad person. He was kind of boring. So
what it did, you know.
And I will say, even with that ringing, I love the jiggling the cord. That was a little risque. Multiple times they said that. And I loved Aunt Martha. I mean, she was
yes. Also loved, we got a Gordon Interruptus.
Yes, we did. That's right. Yeah. It technically was that a Gordon Interruptus because they went back to kiss again and then they stopped and were like, Aunt Martha. So it was a double. It was a Gordon Martha Interruptus.
Aunt Martha might be the hero of that movie.
I think that's true. I will say that one thing I put on Twitter as I was watching it, because it really connected with me, was she helped Drew get his cable knit sweater off at one point and it was stuck on a button. And I love that because like that happens at a time where someone's stuck and it's like, please give me a reason. You're an adult. You should be able to. And she said, it's stuck on this button. I was like, okay. Later, when she's talking to him in the other timeline and they're on the phone, he's still wearing the cable knit sweater. And I thought that's a nice attention to detail. This guy cannot take his sweater off on his own.
He lives in this sweater. Are we out of time? Probably.
Oh, we were long out of time. Didn't you hear the buzzer? That was a while ago. We just blew past.
Oh.
You know how we do. All right. This one is going to go for a while. I think we're going to do a 7-minute John on this one. Haul out the Holly. 8:00 on Saturday, the 26th, starring Lacey Chabert from the Wedding Veil trilogy. Which one, you ask? Because there's one. That's right. There's going to be a new one. It's coming out at the end of the winter, beginning of the spring. We will very likely be roping Mike Gregoric into that again.
Poor Mike.
That's why, I swear, that's why he didn't do these. He was like, you guys made me watch 3 wedding movies. Made you or presented gleefully, whatever. Wes Brown. Wait. Do your Wes Brown. Every time. Let's see, every time. Wes Brown from A Nashville Christmas Carol. Stephen Tobolowsky from Groundhog Day. Melissa Peterman from Reba. She's done tons of stuff. I'll throw Reba up as the thing. And Ellen Travolta, sister to John Travolta from Everything You've Ever Seen. Chachi Arcola's mom. Charles and George's mom. All the Scott Baio moms. By the way, do better with that kid. But anyways, written by Andy Samberg. Told you we would talk about 5 More Minutes, who wrote the 5 More Minutes movie, as well as the new one coming out.
When I saw the name Andy Samberg came up, I thought, other Andy Samberg, and I was like, what?
Different Andy Samberg. Directed by McLean Nelson, the director of Christmas in Vienna, which Emily watches in the film. Also, the partner to Claire Niederpruden, who we talked about previously, also a Comedy Sports Utah individual. McLean is awesome. Clearly gets comedy. Let me give you the plot, and then I'll let our wheel pick how long it's going to go for. When Emily unexpectedly spends the holidays alone at her parents' house, their HOA insists that she participate in its many Christmas festivities. Kristin Finger, how many minutes?
30.
Jesus.
I have watched this twice.
I
since
just finished it before when I texted you and said, "Are you ready?" You're like, "No, a half hour more. I'm on a meeting." I was like, "Great," because I've got about 18 minutes left because I wanted to watch it again. It was great. Let's say 7. Let's say 7.
7.
All right, Kristin Finger, 7 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, start talking, and at some point I'll start the timer so you get an extra time.
I loved this movie. Okay, this movie was not just about two people falling in love.
No.
This movie was about the ensemble cast and how brilliantly each of them brought something so unique to this like group, this cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, yeah, we had main characters, but holy shenanigans.
Yeah.
First of all, can we talk about, she breaks up with her boyfriend at the very top of this movie.
Awesome. Dan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That dude is D-bag of the year.
But like in the best ways. Like
it was so funny.
Yeah.
Because I just loved the idea that he was, I really, for Hallmarkable, I told Allie while we were watching it today, I think I'm just going to play him
for the rest of the run
this coming weekend and just be like, oh yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like have VR on for no reason. Then I was so glad when she woke up in her house and there were all these Nickelback posters.
Oh,
that
I know.
They addressed it.
Yes.
Because I wrote down Nickelback posters.
Yeah.
And then later we finally had it addressed. Oh my God.
All of that was perfect. I mean, they painted all these characters and the actors playing them painted them so well. And there were moments where people were trying to one-up each other, but in the best ways, not
the best
chaos. But everyone brought it. I mean, I don't even know that I have a favorite character.
No,
like
it's
Bob,
so hard.
like one of the first cuts is like, her boyfriend broke up, and she's like, I broke up with him, Bob. And it was just like, this is going to be this. The whole movie is going to be
the whole movie
promo, fear of making out. It was just,
I obsessed the fact that they named the guy that played Ned Ryerson, Ned, like that. Oh my God,
he was so good. And I have to think so much of that was improvised.
It had to be.
So much
Same with Pamela, the woman that played Pamela.
Yep.
Oh my God, she's awesome.
Yeah.
I like want to be her. That actress was amazing. And it just, I don't know. I have not a bad thing to say about this movie, except for maybe the exit of the parents was like.
I love that. I loved it.
It was just like the parent, like I would have been like, what the hell?
She did. She was like, when they were leaving, like they were leaving.
I was like, what?
And she's literally like, if it wasn't Hallmark, an F-bomb would have dropped there. It was hilarious.
Can we spend the rest of this time just talking about Wes Brown's performance in this role?
So, but in fairness, add Lacey's to it too, because he handled the comedy beautifully. And like everything was just
timing was absolutely beautiful. The timing was
but yeah, Wes Brown was so
good.
This is him, man. This is like
that's it. I'm sorry, but I feel like for too long, Hallmark wrote for what they thought people would find the men attractive.
Yeah. And
it's like, no, actually let them be someone that's not just written as like a Ken doll.
Yeah. I mean, he was a boob. Like, without a doubt, he was a boob.
Oh my God. But like the best kind of boob. Cause like I liked that they were friends when they were little. So when they had that, like when they saw each other again, there was never animosity. It was
not one character, even her and Dan breaking up. There was never, even her and Pamela, where Pamela's obviously that, character. There was never any hate, the snide remarks at Ned, his, I forget what he said. I've been available. And she says, you've been available since the 80s. Like just
there were so many
jokes upon jokes. Yeah.
Because there was also, that was one of the best jokes. And the other good joke was when Ned was like, I thought you forgave me for that. And then Pamela's like, I think that might be her bad year. I thought you, I laughed out loud so hard.
You had lackadaisical Leslie's in here. Like just these dumb little, and then they acted like that's an expression, man.
And when she was like, how about around 4:00? And they did that whole bit. And then Pamela left she was off screen, and I feel like the actors probably yelled, like, just did that, like off screen was like, well, I have to meet this lady somewhere
around 4. Yeah. 5/23 is when it was, I believe. That's my wife's birthday. So then we also have this unforeseen character, or this mentioned but not seen character of Kevin. Yeah, like Kevin. And when he shows up with a loud ho ho ho, it's Christopher Palala and Christopher Palala, and it was amazing. And it was shot so well that he was in other scenes as well.
Yeah.
And I credit the director for that. I mean, I don't know how many days he was on site. He was in multiple costume pieces. And when he shows up at the Santa, he takes his kid and goes, let's go get in front of the line for everyone. That's it's a long take, man. It's like, again, talking about the West Wing, it's a Tommy Shalami special where that camera just keeps coming back and back and back, which if you do it right, it's quick. Like your day goes very fast by doing that. But if you do it wrong, or it looks like crap, right on. And they did an awesome job with that.
Did you see Wes Brown and Chris's like secret handshake?
Yeah.
That was like that was them. And that I appreciated so much.
Yeah.
But I also cracked up when Kevin was gonna play the Santa, and
the
actor that plays him he's bigger than Wes
Brown.
Brown.
They say that, he goes, Kevin's got short arms and tiny hands, and he's such a big dude. It's like what?
I loved that so much.
Real like, snow. That snowball was real. That hit the one that hit Wes Brown was a real. Which I love that. When Lacey Chabert fell down, and that was not real. But whatever, I get it. You're also not going to put your lead actor into cold snow. But we also had Eric Mabus, who makes an appearance as Pamela's husband. So a lot of cameos and a lot of Hallmark perennials.
I also need to have this happen. I put it out there on Twitter, but I need to have Wes Brown have a slow-mo walk-off with our 3 boys from Three Wise Men.
Yes.
Because they both did the most ultimate slow walks in these movies, and it just like
but Wes does the
so like more time.
I know Wes does that swing with the hat. It's so great. Listen, this is definitely one worth seeing. I feel like this was nice work.
I might watch this every year. This might become like a Kristin sort of like I'm gonna watch like I watch Elf every year. I watch you know what I mean, Christmas with the Cranks every year. This is one of those.
I would agree. Like it's not it's not a typical no. So nice
watch this 300 times.
I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to be Santa Claus. So great. Then we had a Heine moment. We had a late night barbecue, if you will, 10 o'clock Saturday. I don't know. I'm giddy now. Saturday night, November 26th, we had Time for Him to Come Home for Christmas, starring Holland Roden from the Teen Wolf series, Tyler Hynes from Three Wise Men and a Baby, and Tennille Townes, famed country singer. This is from executive producer Blake Shelton. We only say that because obviously this is like his thing. Mm-hmm. Written by Marcy Holland, who has done a ton, including all the previous A Time to Blank Home for Christmas. I don't know why that part, but and David Winning, who also has done quite a lot, including all of the A Time to Come Home for Christmas movies. So 4 days before Christmas, Elizabeth receives a voicemail from a number she doesn't recognize. On the message, a man she doesn't know makes one final plea to the love of his life. 7 minutes, I'm going to assume. That's as high as my counter goes. So that's all we're doing right now.
Also, I don't want to correct you, but Holland, she's in Riverdale, not Teen Wolf.
Okay. She's in both of those. I just pick one.
But like she's a main chickie babe in Riverdale. Okay.
Well,
it's not a correction. It's just
they're currently making a Teen Wolf movie, so she is. So that's why I gave her props.
I gotcha.
Let's go to IMDb and try it. Whatever, Kristin. Unbelievable.
Okay, listen.
Tyler Hynes from his interview with Remark. Tyler, you're welcome back anytime.
We should add that to his IMDb page.
Yeah. So do you want to start with the 7 minutes and then blow right through it?
Yeah, but this time you start. You start. I've started
Okay.
all of these.
So this is a deep movie, and this one deals with, we haven't been doing the dead wife alert, dead husband alert that we joke about just because of the writing. This is a dead friend alert, and I'm not putting the thing up because this was pretty freaking heavy. There's a miscommunication from 3 years ago where Elizabeth is talking to shared friend Andrew, and Josh overhears this, and Josh feels she is basically pouring out her love for Andrew to him. So Josh leaves. He brought her to this party, but he leaves, which oddly forces Andrew to have to take her home. And on the way home, he is killed in a car accident. It's pretty brutal.
It's very brutal. When we learned that happened, we knew he died.
Yeah.
But the movie was brilliantly pieced together.
How they paced it.
Flashbacks.
Yes.
During the now of why, because we didn't know why she was disgruntled to see Tyler's character and why he felt awkward. We just were like, why? What happened?
She also had on her calendar his memorial, Andrew's memorial.
Yeah.
And there were other people, and she lit a candle, and there are other pictures, and I thought, oh, did he die of some ill? I mean, they weren't going to.
That's what I thought, but they
Julie
do
and I
have
were maybe suicide. It felt like there was some shared, but so they do. They pace out the way they give out your information.
And the information they didn't pace out was Tyler Hines chewing on a candy cane. That is the most sexual thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Spicy Heinies alert.
I wish the audience could see my wife sitting in the other room laughing at that, because that is. Julie and I already did
discussed this.
No, we discussed what Kristin's going to say, and I think that we have our own bingo going on. So bad movie bingo. What's Kristin going to say? Let's make a new card.
Do you want me to mention his cardigans?
Yeah, it was kind of accelerating. She's this close to hitting bingo, and we've still got 4.5 minutes left.
Can we also talk about when he took off his coat? And I thought, just keep going, because I made that mistake.
Yeah, he was never going to keep going when we interviewed him.
I know, but
can I tell you? Because we talked on the phone, and I wouldn't tell you who it was. Did you go look?
No, who's okay? Because I recognize him.
Yeah, I'm probably going to pronounce his name wrong, as we all know. But Steve Bacic, Bacic, plays Carter, and Carter is the man who left this message at the part of this mystery, and which was awesome that we see him and we kind of follow him too through this journey. So as the audience, we're connecting with that. He played Charles Darlington in Christmas with the Darlings. He was the older brother to Carlo Marx, who was kind of like, you're a mess up, you got to watch these kids and blah, blah, blah. So that's who he was.
We need to get him on the show.
I freaking love it.
Because we got to ask him who that's No,
I want Carlo Marx on the show. No offense.
I want Carlo Marx on the show.
My good friend Steve here. But so he's looking for Madeline, his ex-girlfriend Madeline. And the funny thing was, you didn't truly know if it was an ex-girlfriend, because at one point I was like, is this daughter? Is this like his...
I thought daughter at first. I did.
And then as they unfold the story, you're like, no, this is a love interest, but she's with someone. And you're like, that's awkward. But then you start to realize she's with that person, but she's not with that.
She's not with that person.
He's not completely in it. And they break up, which is kind of its own sadness. But that dude was, I love breakups where the other person was a good person and remains a good. It's we'll go on.
Get it.
And I do want him to walk right out and just immediately either find love or get hit by a bike in Philadelphia and lose his memory. And then we have a Christmas amnesia, which is my favorite plot line. You know this.
I absolutely loved the scavenger hunt of this, of her and Tyler reconnecting through doing what they do best, which is working together.
Yeah.
So this miscommunication, unfortunately, ended their friendship, and we learned that the Elizabeth blames herself for the death of their friend,
and Josh blames himself.
And Josh blames himself because he so this.
But whose fault is it, Kristin?
I am going to blame the sister.
It's Carter's fault. I mean, like, that's what the reveal is.
It is. I know.
Insane. Like, because that I never saw coming.
But here's the thing. I didn't see that coming at all. Was he drunk?
They never say that. And he didn't look like, he wasn't staggering anything.
I don't think he was. I think that's the thing why I'm not mad at him.
He went to prison, but he went to prison, I think, for about 3 years because he was
manslaughter. Yeah. Which, here's the thing, Kevin.
Yeah.
This isn't part of the time. Manslaughter sounds so much scarier than murder.
Yeah. Because of the slaughter.
I think the slaughter, like manslaughter.
Do you think of the band Slaughter? I liked them when I was in high school.
Yeah. Okay, back to the time.
I never stopped it.
Oh, whatever. But when we find this out, my God, I was crushed.
Yes.
But
you also already, at that point, they were already kind of connected in a sense. I mean, they still were living under this miscommunication, but they had these great moments with like decorating the gingerbread. Like their friendship was coming back.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Where she like lost on purpose, and then them with the shooting star and that calming moment. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yes.
And then you do find out, because it's like, well, how the hell did he dial this number? And that's when you find out he had two numbers. He had Madeline's number, which was new.
Yeah.
And then he had this woman he had never really
that very much confused me when Madeline said, "Oh, I think I have a message for you." And
at first it did for me, and I was like, how the hell's that happen?
I was like, what? And wouldn't she recognize his voice?
Maybe, but maybe not. I mean, like way,
was that what got her thinking about him that week?
Maybe. That's very possible.
She said she started seeing clues. You know what I mean?
Well, she literally saw him at the show.
And she literally saw him behind the tree. Creepy. Let's talk more about Tyler Hines and cardigans.
We will when we get to H3O. You know you're gonna like talk for 5 hours when we get to H3O.
That's correct.
And
don't
that brings
on this one. I'm giving this one 2 thumbs up. This was mystery. This belonged on the Movies and Mysteries.
Yes, this was a true mystery. It was really worth watching. I know we kind of also gave you all the answers on this one, but I would definitely
recommend people watch this if they haven't watched them.
I don't know. I don't know what people do.
You know what? I don't know what people do.
I don't know how you live.
I don't know how you live.
So then Sunday night, 6:00, we have A Christmas Cookie Catastrophe. Rachel Boston from Dating the Delaneys. Victor Webster from 5 Star Christmas. This is written by Robin Gadsby, who also wrote on this show, 50% underappreciated Christmas Sale, which was an awesome movie. By the way, loves it. I do love it. I think Katie Sackhoff was a EP on this, by the way. I saw her name at some point this weekend. I forget which movie. So we're going to say this one. There's the connection. And directed by Jeff Beasley, who directed A Kiss Before Christmas. Kristin, do you remember A Kiss Before Christmas?
A Kiss Before? No.
Yes, you do. That was the one last year with the creepiest Santa Claus we ever saw, with his weird, creepy Santa rules that, by the way, if you don't get a kiss before midnight, this is permanent. And we're like, oh, Kristin, the man who played that Santa Claus was a fellow named John B. Lowe. The reason I'm telling you this, you'll find out. Annie faces her first obstacle as the CEO of Cooper's Cookies when Grandma's secret recipe is stolen. While investigating the theft, she works with local baker Sam to recreate the beloved recipe. Chris, what the hell? Let's say 7 minutes on this bad boy.
What?
You don't think so?
No.
What? That's what I have to say about that. All right, give me a time. What do you want?
5.
I'll do 5. I'm going to do 5.5 because I've already got it there. So there we go. Kristin.
Yes.
John B. Lowe plays the part of Arthur. And I'm going to tell you this right now. At every point in this movie, huge spoiler, I knew Arthur stole.
Did you really?
Yes. If you look at our Twitter feed, I had been posting.
I did see you doing that.
Sign. Yeah. I would post it on everything. And then I was like, is this a dickish thing to be doing? And Hallmark commented on it a bunch of times at the end, which was hilarious. But yeah, so Annie's, kind of she was the kid who was in the commercial back in the day for Cooper's, but her grandmother Rose passes away and she has these huge shoes to fill. I should say her pranking.
Pranking.
The
That
big prankster.
is hilarious.
She
Kevin,
wasn't
just
dead.
so you
And that was
know,
a prank.
just so you know, when I die,
Yeah.
you're gonna be pranked.
Be ready. Yeah. And yeah. So we will get into that. But we also get, which was so weird coming out of the night before, her parents were killed in a car accident. I don't know if it was also Carter that killed. Like, there's a lot of bad. I don't mean to laugh at it. It's a terrible thing, especially
Carter hit so many people that night.
Carter had time for him to stop driving his car on Christmas. Seriously, take the bus, buddy. But so we find out that Annie is being closely watched by the board because sales are down. I will say, somebody had said on Twitter, if her sales are down, why aren't Bella's cookie sales down? And the only thing I would say to that is, keep in mind, Bella's Cookies doesn't have a board that's answering to.
Yeah, so I don't think their budget is.
Yeah, the money that they have to bring in is way
Yeah,
low.
exactly. Yeah.
So Annie, kind of the Grinch, cancels the Christmas tree lighting.
Right.
So there's a lot before she really gets to know the people of this town.
Yeah, and I think she came from like a background of like knowing what works.
Yeah.
And that's the one part that I really liked was when Sam was like, you came in and you did this. And she's like, if you know so much about our business, do you know that we're in the red? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know everything and everyone doesn't know everything.
Right.
So like, I liked that she wasn't necessarily a baddie. She was really trying to save her grandma's business, but sometimes to manage people, you have to be bad.
Yeah. So
not bad, but you have to make.
I mean, tough. You got to be tough, make those tough decisions and stuff. But I still feel like she didn't have a foot in the town, and once she kind of
exactly,
because she needs Sam to help her figure this out. They're competitors. She starts to realize how important the town is. But we also get this incredible character. We had two awesome characters in not Bill and Ted. So it was Phil and Ned, which were the elf twins. But you can't find any presence of them online as far as like pictures, which Hallmark do better. Those dudes were awesome.
Those dudes, like, come on. I was laughing so hard every time they showed up. And of course, they were the band.
But Calvin, the IT guy, was amazing. And I need him in more.
I'm not going to lie. I thought Calvin was gay. And I was very excited that Calvin was like this gay tech guy.
Yeah.
But then Calvin started liking the assistant.
Yeah.
And I was a little bummed by that. I liked how quirky they both were.
Yeah.
So it was cute that they fell in love.
I say love is love. Let them love who they love.
Calvin could be bi. You know what I mean?
It's fluid.
So I feel it, but I thought we were getting a gay character, to be honest.
Yeah. We also had some nice moments with Sam and Bella where Sam is working on her Nutcracker dance with her. And I said, this is the second best Nutcracker dance you're going to see on Hallmark this year. This is the first.
Oh, okay.
I had to play it. I had to play it real fast. So did that cut into the time. His wife has passed. So Bella's mom. So we do have a dead mom, dead wife alert here.
Yeah.
He seems less not over, again, that's a terrible way to say it, but he seems less willing to move on than Bella wants him to move on.
Yes.
But Rachel Boston she is Hallmark's daughter, man. She plays these parts. She does them so well. She shows up at that Nutcracker party. She's adorable, but she didn't realize it was a party. He gives her his jacket. It was just so.
We got like a crisp white shirt moment from there.
It's pretty solid. You know what's up. So yeah, and the whole thing comes down to he's helping out Annie because Annie will get a new oven for his bakery because it's been on the fritz. Yeah. We got a lot of red herrings and Frank, the weird dude who used to work for the company that he accidentally tackles here.
That was hilarious. Like that whole chase scene when Calvin went over to also get like the roasted nuts and he was like, this isn't about roasted nuts. This is about roasting you. Like it was, oh my God.
It was awesome. Are you a cop? Yeah. No. And then the elf brothers show up again. It's the whole thing. It was like chaos, but in the most.
Because they were like the wise men. Oh my God.
But then we do have Arthur admits, they're not going to catch the guy who did it because
no, it's me.
I didn't leave any tracks.
Also,
And-
can we consider, because normally in like murder mysteries,
yeah,
the butler always did it, and I feel like this dude was sort of the butler because
he was driving her around. Yeah.
So
I think
I don't know why I didn't suspect him from the beginning, like you did.
well, anytime an old man shows up like that, he's either Santa Claus or the bad guy. This was kind of a combo where he's the bad guy who wasn't bad. He did this because it was a prank that Rose put him up to, and he went to the board and everything.
I literally need to start a book of pranks that need to be followed through when I die.
Yeah, definitely. Is one of them to make sure that when you kiss someone, everyone is watching on Christmas morning, because you get that here.
That was a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what happens. So overall, honestly, I liked it. I would probably watch this again. I wouldn't go out of my way. It's not haul out the house.
Yeah, if it's on, I'll watch it again. So I give it 2 thumbs up to give it, like, watch it, because I loved all the people in it. And I love silly shenanigans. So there were some silly shenanigans in this.
Yeah. And as we said, the 8th movie of the weekend is a holiday spectacular written by good friend Julie Sherman-Wolf. You can watch us review that in a separate video with producer extraordinaire Mike Gregoric. But until then, you can also watch us talk about hot dudes.
Yeah.
Hot dudes! Hot dudes! Objectification!
Ooh,
All
new
right.
theme song.
So I was trying to remember what the Hot Wheels theme song was, because it could be like Hot Wheels, hot dudes. Okay, great. We're gonna objectify some men.
Hot dudes.
Hot dudes.
First movie we're talking about is My Southern Christmas Family. I think that's right. My Family, Southern Christmas. Whatever it is. With Ryan Rotman, who played Fake Gyllenhaal. There he is.
Fake Gyllenhaal.
Fake Gyllenhaal. Chris,
Yes,
you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah. Listen, I didn't like the character very
Yeah.
much. He was like I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't dig him. Like if he
Yeah.
was a real life person.
Yeah.
I like the cut of his looks, because he
Glasses.
I like his glasses.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
I know you do.
So it was just a watered down
Miss
attempt
Whitney.
at a Gyllenhaal, and that's not his fault. So the thing is, I don't think if he had the glass, I think if they didn't give him the glasses, I would not have found him as attractive.
Interesting.
This is going to be a solid 6.8 for me.
Interesting. That's great, because we always influence each other. So what I have on the paper, I won't actually say. I'll say this. This guy had an incredibly low score for me.
Yeah.
For a lot of the movie until the end, because he really hung around, and he was part of the reason Campbell stuck around and ended up, talking to her father, because she was going to leave.
I think that's what bumped him up above a 5 was him going with her to the house and then sitting and holding her hand. Yeah,
definitely. I agree. I give him a 6.5, so I'm still lower than you are, but
great. I think the 0.3 was his glasses, like that.
Glasses. Yeah. So then we move on to hashtag Xmas with good friend Brant Daughtry. I don't know if he's a good friend.
I don't know.
He played the character of Max. Am I going first?
Yeah.
This is going to be a higher score than you would think, only because I felt like he was a good dude who was done some injustice.
Yes.
And I'm talking the character himself too. I mean, he hung around and he pitched in a lot and clearly had feelings for this woman, but friend zoned forever, and ultimately turns down a job that he should have taken, because still knowing he was going to stay in friend zone, but he wanted to be with a friend. So he's still going to get. It's the most piteous points I can give him. I'm going to give him a 7.1.
Okay. There was something from the start. Listen, I've never had anyone like me that much. Like, do you know what I mean? Like where like in high school, like when you're like a boy likes you, or
even your
whatever.
friends, Chris, let's be honest.
Yeah. Hello. Like my friends don't like me that much. Like they wouldn't do half the stuff that man did.
No,
for like
I would pass a baby through a window for you, though. That is I think, yeah.
Okay. So like he's not getting a low score because I do find him attractive but at the same time, he's not my type of attractive. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So he's a very good looking chap. Boy, oh boy, I looked up some shirtless pics. Well done. So I'm gonna give him a solid 7.
Okay.
His personality won me over, and when they were laying in bed together, just saying stories, I wanted to snuggle him so bad. So
his personality won me over because I was a 7.1. Get it? And I did that. I liked that he kept one foot on the floor when they were in the bed at first because it was old school Hallmark, and then when they fell asleep, his foot came up, it still had shoes on. Then we go on to a royal Corgi Christmas with Jordan Renzo as Prince Edward, who would not become king, and he would not get higher than a 6 from me.
No, I feel really bad.
Yeah.
A dud. He's a 3.
Whoa, wow, that is.
I'm so sorry.
Totally do right, totally do wrong.
He is not my type. He is not. The character was a D-bag. Even at the end, I didn't like him. I just didn't like him.
Yeah.
A 3 is.
Put her in more stuff, though. I liked her. All right. A Tale of Two Christmases. This one, we have 2 dudes, 2 hot dudes. I think you and I said one of us is going to rank one and one's going to rank the other. So how we're doing. So Chandler Massey plays Drew. That is who she ends up with. Who's ranking this gentleman?
I will.
Okay.
He's a ginger, right? He's got a little ginger ting.
Little ginger.
To his, yeah. So I have nothing against gingers. I just want to make sure I was speaking about the right man. This guy again liked this woman.
Yes, he did.
I need someone to like me. That like wowie. So I'm gonna give him a. What's that?
I said it's on your Christmas list.
It is. So I don't know. I don't think he was like. Again, he was in that cardigan. He got stuck in the sweater. I'm going to give him a 7.
Oh, man, I should have rated him. I gave him way more than that, but you'll never know what, because Kristin rules. Kristin rules. She's the wheel. I want to talk about Evan Roderick then, who plays Max. And I will say, this character, I said it earlier, this character is too American Psycho for me. And the fact that his guitar was a decoration, I love that Chandler Massey plays his guitar. Like that, it was like, that was them doing the, is that a thing? Is that what people do? It was.
Take
that. How dare you? Did you see Spirited yet? Have you watched it?
No, John and I are going to watch it.
Well, then I say good day. It's that'll make sense later. But so Evan Roderick gets a mere 6 from me. A mere 6.
Yeah.
This is a new heartthrob I'm feeling. This is going to be a biggie.
Listen.
All Out the Holly. Wes Brown.
Wes Brown out of nowhere got my motors running, got my uteruses like shaking in their uterus spots. Oh, I have one uterus. My uterus.
Maybe you collect them. I don't know.
Listen. Hilarious character.
Yeah.
I didn't even care how anal he was.
Yeah.
I didn't even, because it was charmingly, annoyingly anal. And can we talk about the coats he was wearing?
Yeah.
Oh, the man can wear a coat. The man can wear an ugly Christmas sweater.
Oh, so good.
The man has like the perfect swoop in his hair. Glasses or not, I don't care.
Yep. 10. Wow, a 10. Nice.
Because if we go back, I don't think I've ever given Wes Brown anything close to that.
No, I'm not going to go back because that takes work. But listen, this guy, he's got it going on from shoe to chapeau. So he was fantastic. He was so much fun. I really dug him. I liked when he was playing with the Nutcracker and Santa and doing
the Star Wars, I am your father.
There was another Star Wars reference in it when they were getting the Santa outfits and stuff. Really good physical work. I'm not a 10 on this. Maybe I should be, but I'm 9.5. I'm a 9.5. Yeah, should I go 10? 10's coming up. Then we had a little something called I Know What You Did Last Summer for Christmas. Came home for Christmas. Tyler Hines. I don't need to talk anymore. I'll let Kristin. You know I'm a 10. Go on.
I don't think you understand how I thought I thought Tom Hiddleston was like
the
just
bar.
the
Yeah.
bar. And then this man strutted into my life, and my mind and heart and body don't know what to do with it anymore because he keeps throwing the swagger at me. He's putting candy canes in his mouth. He's got cardigans on with well-fitted shirts. His pants are great. I like his shoes. He wears a scarf. I can't even handle the way he looks at people with such heart and soul in a performance that a camera is picking up. Can you imagine that in person, Kevin?
No. I mean, only over Zoom. You've met him in person. I haven't.
It's soulful. He looks at you and you just go, I'm a puddle. So I'm not even giving him a score because it's off the Richter charts.
He gave you a score. So there you have it. Perfection all around. And finally, my mom's favorite, or my favorite in my mom's mind, A Christmas Cookie Catastrophe, Victor Webster.
Yeah.
Kristin.
He doesn't get my motors revving.
I'm liking him more and more every time I see him.
I like him a lot because he's come around. This one, I liked his character a lot more.
Yeah.
Than past sort of dudes.
I agree.
This one had a heart to him.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was just because he was a dad. I think it was just the way he approached the character.
Yeah.
He's okay. I like his whispers of gray. I'm gonna give him a 7, but I'm gonna give him a 7.1 because that 0.1 is actually for your mom.
Oh, Barb, you got a 0.1. My mom's more than a 0.1. How dare you?
I know.
Victor Webster. I really do like this dude. He kind of came on my radar for 5-Star Christmas, and we talked about it, and we were like, he felt older than the character that he was with, but not really. And now, as people are getting older around him, he's staying the same age. He's Matthew McConaughey.
They stay the same age.
So, and I really liked him in the Wedding Veil trilogy, his character, because he was not like they butt heads and immediately didn't. And it was like, that's fine as long as you immediately aren't that. Like, I don't need to see that all the time. I think he was with Allison Sweeney, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was. Yeah. And that was a cute mashup. They were great.
Yeah, that worked out really, really well. I like them, and I'm going to keep, it's really that room for improvement thing. I'm at an 8.8, and I know he's coming up on a 9 next time I see him. So there you have it. Kristin, we did it.
We did it.
So
3 hours later.
Join us next week when we're going to be talking about A Big Fat Family Christmas, A Fabled Holiday, A Holiday Stocking, and Undercover Holiday. Fabled Holiday, Pavy Gravy. It's happening.
Pavy Gravy. I'm ready to put some gravy on my turkey, and it's going to be some pavy gravy.
But we already did turkey. What are you talking about? Some of us, I did tofurkey. Oh, by the way, a lot of vegan hate in the 2 Christmases. Just saying, a lot of vegan hate. Let's get away from that crap. How dare you? Kristin, what do you want to plug?
Hallmark will open. Success all around. We've got 6 more shows. You have to check them out. Fridays at 8, and we've got 2 Saturday matinees for the afternoon crowd. Please see Hallmarkable.
I can't wait. I told Kristin I was coming to see it on this past Saturday at 2:00. But I booked real fast before I went. I was like, there is no show. That would have been bad. So there you have it. So if you like this, subscribe. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Remark the Show. You can email us and say, you guys are out of your mind. How dare you only review this for 3 minutes? Email us at remarktheshow@gmail.com and keep watching. We've only got 3 weeks of Countdown to Christmas left. Can you believe that? What'd you get me for Christmas?
It's on its way.
Did you get me something? Julie, order something for Kristin. Bye.